Yeah, yeah. Yesterday, in the previous class, we have discussed about some fundamentals, right? So today we are going to discuss about packet flow in the inside the firewall. Okay. Inside the firewall, is once the traffic reaches the firewall, how the firewall will inspect and how that packet will process inside the firewall. How what are the stages that it has to pass? Okay, and how the packet once all the process is successfully completed, how the packet will egress or forward out of the firewall. Okay, we'll discuss more about this. See, one thing you have to remember is this packet will be processing inside the firewall, but we cannot capture in the packet captures. Okay, because it is processing inside the firewall, right? We can't see it on the ethernets. Okay, let's take our topology diagram. Okay, this is our PC and we have a firewall. Let's consider the firewall is connected to the internet. Okay, this is our Palo Alto firewall. Let's take this is some Windows machine. Okay, it is connected to us. Okay, and we are creating a zones. We have discussed about the zones, right? Let us consider our Windows machine is connected in the inside zone, and this is our outside zone. Okay, so it is connected to our outside zone, and let's take this is our ethernet 1/1, and let's take this is our it is our ethernet 1/2 is connected to outside and connected to the internet. Okay, so suppose you are trying to reach some of the services, or you are trying to ping 8.8.8 which is in the internet, right? So once that ping reaches this firewall, okay, once this traffic reaches the firewall, what are the things that firewalls for once this traffic reaches the firewall, what are the steps that it's follow, and what are the stages that it has follow inside the firewall, so that it will be egressing out without any issues. Okay, there are multiple stages in the firewall. Okay, and the first one is an ingress stage. Okay, ingress stage means wherever the traffic enters the firewall, that will be calling as an ingress stage. And second one is an slow path. Third one is an fast path. Fourth is an application identification stage. Okay, and fifth one is an CTD. CTD means content inspection. Okay, we'll be calling as an CTD, and it will be the abbreviation of this is an content inspection. And the last stage is an egress stage. Okay, these are the stages that traffic has to be passed. Okay, once all the stages are passed, then only the traffic egress out of the firewall. If any of the stage fails, or the packet or the traffic fails at any stage, the packet won't leave the firewall. Okay, the firewall will discard that packet and it won't send out of the firewall. Okay, whether it is coming from outside or whether it is coming from inside, whatever it may be, it has to flow all these stages, then only the packet leaves the firewall, otherwise the packet won't leave and the firewall will discard the traffic. Okay, and we can discuss detail. Okay, in first stage what will happen and in the second stage what will happen. Yes. Okay, uh, let us discuss about our ingress stage. Okay, the first stage in ingress stage, what will happen in the ingress stage? Okay, see, once the firewall, once the traffic reaching the firewall, okay, we are we are talking about the traffic, right? If any of the traffic or packet reaches, what we'll see in the packet capture here, we will be seeing all the stages, right? All the layers, right? L1, L2, L3, L4, okay. All the traffic will be seen, right? All the layers we will be seeing. If you take the packet capture on this interface, we will be saving all the layers. First it will be having physical layer, again data layer, after that we will be having IP header. After that, if there is any L4 is there, we'll be having L4 header, TCP header, or yes, transport layer. And after that we'll be having our actual payload, right? So in the ingress stage, what it will do is it will be checking all these layers, and what it will do is from these all the layers it will be extracting some tuples, okay, we will be calling as in tuples. It will extract the tuples, okay, extract the tuples. What are the tuples that it will extract? Means the first it will extract is an source IP, okay, source IP. I'm going with the, okay, it will extract source IP, and the second one is an destination IP, okay, and third one is an source port, and fourth one is an destination port, yes, and fifth one is an protocol, okay, and fifth one is an protocol. And here the sixth one, the last one in this ingress stage, what will extract means it will be extracting the source zone as well, okay, wherever the traffic enter the firewall, okay, where the firewall is entering the traffic on this interface, right? On this interface, what it will do is on which zone the interface is located, okay, it will be extracting the source zone with the help of source interface. So this interface will be in the inside zone, right? So it will be extracting the source zone as well here, okay, source zone, okay. It will be extracting these parameters. We'll be calling these parameters will be calling as an tuples, okay. In the firewall terminology, we'll be calling as an tuples. These six tuples will be extracted from the ingress stage, okay. And if you have any IPsec tunnel, or if you have any SSL tunnels, okay, what it will the firewall will do is the firewall will decrypt that SSL and IPsec tunnels, and from after decrypting it will be extracting, okay, if there is any tunnel. If there is no tunnel, it will be directly extracting these six tuples. Or if there is any tunnel between these windows or firewall, or whenever the traffic entered the firewall, if it is sees the tunnel is there, it will be decrypting that tunnel first, because if we form the tunnel, the packet will come in the form of encryption, okay. So if it sees the encryption packet, it will decrypt that, and it will be extracting all these tuples, okay, if there is any tunnel. If the no tunnel will be there, it will be directly extracting these tuples, okay. And after extracting these tuples, what it will check is it will check if there are any ingress errors, okay. Ingress errors, or it will be checking, will be calling as an checksums, right? If there are any errors in the packet, what it will do is if it sees any ingress errors, it will be not processing this packet, okay. It will be drop in the ingress stage in the ingress stage only. And after that, what it will do is after extracting these tuples, we have already discussed about that, right? If there is any tunnel, okay, if there is any tunnel, it will be decrypting the traffic, okay, and it will extract the tuple from there. And if there is no tunnel, it will be directly extracting. And after that, it will check the ingress errors, okay. Ingress errors means if there are any errors in the packets that it has received, it will be checking for ingress errors. If there is no errors, it will be go through the next stage, okay. The next stage is an slow path, okay, slow path. Before going to the slow path, what the firewall will do is firewall will check if any session or if any flow is exist for these tuples that we have extracted. Okay, there is a session table in the firewall. Whatever the traffic receiving the firewall or whatever the traffic it has received before, it will be maintained the session tables. Okay, session tables. In the session tables, what we'll be having, right? We'll be having client to server traffic and server to the client traffic. Client to server means whatever the traffic flowing from our inside to outside, and whatever the traffic coming from outside to inside, we'll be calling as an server to the client. What details will be available here in the server to the client means it will be same. Okay, source IP, you will be having destination IP, source port, destination port, protocol, and source zone, destination zone. Okay, all this information is available, and apart from this we will be having also some more information I will show you once we are doing the lab. Okay, just remember this, what are the fields that will be available in the session table means we will be having source to client to the server and server to the client information. Okay, whatever the traffic that is flowing from client to the server and server to the client, it will be recorded in the session tables. Okay, so we have a session table, right? If any of the session is matching with the tuples here. Okay, for the new sessions there will, for the new traffic, whatever the new traffic that we are initiating, there will be a no session in the session table. Okay, so for the new traffic there will be a no session. If it is an not a new traffic, it is already the traffic is existed in the firewall, it will check if any of the tuples is if the any of the flow is matching with this tuple. It will check the source IP, destination IP, whatever we have extracted here in the ingress state, it will be matching with that. If any of the session is matching with that, it won't process to the slow path, it will be flowing, it will be processed with the fast path. Okay, for the new sessions, okay, there will be for sure there won't be an session in the session table, so it will be processing to the slow path. Okay, one thing you have to remember is whenever the traffic reaches the firewall, if it is a new session, it will be processed to the slow path. Okay, and if it is an old session or existing session, it will be flow through the fast path. Okay, that is the thing that you have to remember. For us in our scenario, we are initiating a new traffic, right? So it won't it will be, there will be a no sessions for this whatever the tuples we have extracted here, so it will be processing to in the slow path. Okay, what is the things that is firewall going to do in the slow path means the first thing it will do is it will be doing an forwarding lookup. Okay, forwarding lookup means in your in the routing terminology we will be calling as an route lookup. Okay, in the routing terminology we will be calling as an route lookup, or we will be calling as an forwarding lookup. Route lookup will be happen for which IP? The route lookup will be happen, we have extracted a destination, a source IP, destination IP, right? For the destination IP, it will be check the, it will be checking the route lookup if any route is present in the route table, and if the route is exist in the route table, it will be moving further. If there is no route in the routing table, the firewall will won't process here. Okay, if there is no route, the firewall don't know how to process the packet, right? So it will be discarding that packet. Okay, if the route exists in the route table for this destination IP, okay, it will check what is the exit interface. Okay, it will check the exit interface. Obviously the exit interface should be the firewall's interface that is going outside. Okay, so from this it will be checking the exit interface, and from this exit interface what will extract is it will be extracting the destination zone. Okay, this is the seventh tuple from the from the forwarding lookup. It will be checking the destination route to the destination, right? So if there is a route to destination, it must have the exit interface or the next hop. Okay, if you are using a exit interface, if, it will be extracting the destination zone from there. Okay, the destination zone, this is a seventh tuple. Okay, in the ingress stage, what we have extracted 6 tuples, and in the slow path we are extracting the 7th tuple. Okay, these are the 7 tuples that firewall is going to use to match the sessions. Okay, and in the slow path, this is the first step that firewall is going to use, and the second step after forwarding lookup, what will be happening, right? It will be doing a NAT lookup. Okay, do anyone know NAT? Why NAT will be used, and what is the purpose of NAT? Yeah, yeah, that's correct. Yeah, the NAT will be using here for it will be converting our private to public IP address whenever our traffic flowing, or whenever the traffic if you want to get any internet to your PC, the NAT policies, or the NAT will be very much useful. If you are configuring any NAT, okay, what it will do, the firewall will be checking for the NAT lookup. In the NAT lookup, we'll be having two different types of NAT. One is an source NAT. What the source NAT will do is, if you configure source NAT, the source IP address will be translating. Okay, for suppose if your PC having 1.1.1 IP and you are reaching 8.8. Okay, here whenever the traffic reaches this firewall, on the exit interface, what it will do, firewall will do is, it will be translating source IP. Source IP means whatever the Windows machine IP we are considering a 1.1.1, right? This 1.1 is converted to this Ethernet IP address. Okay, so not only this Ethernet IP address, whatever the IP address that we have configured in the NAT. Okay, so it will be translating that source IP to that IP address, and it will be sending the packet out. Okay, if it is a source NAT, what the firewall will do? Okay, if the source NAT is configured, if what it will do is, it will check the source NAT, and it will be translating our private IP to public IP, and it will be sending the packet out. Okay, and if there is a destination NAT, what will be happen? Okay, if there is a destination NAT configure, what it will do is, the destination IP will be translated, right? The destination IP should be translated to public IP, right? So what will happen if there is destination admins? The destination IP should be translated to some of the public IP. So if the here we are changing the destination IP, right? So for this change to destination IP, what the firewall will do is, firewall again look for the route lookup. Okay, again check the route, or again it will do an forwarding lookup for the change to destination IP, right? Whenever the destination IP changes, any of the router or the firewall, it will do an route lookup, whether our for that particular destination, if we have a route or not. Okay, in the destination NAT, here we are changing the destination IP, right? Whatever the destination IP we got, we didn't forwarding lookup, and again after the destination NAT happen, the destination IP will get changed, right? So for the destination IP, what it will is, it will again do an forwarding lookup. Okay, to check if there is any route for that particular change destination or not. If there is a route, it will be processing further, otherwise it won't process. Okay, this will be happen in the second step of the slow path. And after the NAT lookup, what it will do is, it will be going with an policy lookup. Okay, whatever the policies that we are configuring for that particular traffic, we need to configure, and it will do an once the traffic reaches the firewall in the slow path, what it will is, it will do an policy lookup. If any policy matches, okay, for that particular traffic, whatever the tuples we have extracted here, it will be also checking the policy, whether we have allowed source IP, correct source IP or not in this policy, whether we have allowed destination IP or not. It will be checking all these contents. Okay, it will checking all these contents, and if any policy matches, okay, that we have configured, it will allow. Okay, it will allow the traffic, or otherwise if there is if not no policies are matching, it will discard the traffic. Okay, if no policy matches, it will discard. Okay, discard the traffic or packet. It will be discarding. Okay, once the policy lookup done, it will be checking for any of the policies. If any policy matching, it will allow the traffic, otherwise it won't allow. It will be discarding the packet. Okay, once the policy is matching and the traffic is allowed, what it will do is it will be installing the session. Okay, after the slow path, what the firewall will do is firewall will install the session in the session table. Okay, after the slow path only the session table will be created. If already session is existed, this slow path will be discarded. That's why I told you before, if there is any existing session, this slow path will be discarded, because after the slow path only the session is installed in the session table. So after the session table, after installing the session table, it will be going to the next step. Okay, next stage is an fast path. What it will do in the fast path? Okay, in the fast path also, it will also process from L2 to L4. Okay, L2 to L4 processing. It will also again check for it will also it's already we are already having the session, right? In the from L2 to L4, it will be extracting the tuples and it will check if there is any sessions. Fast path means if you are in the fast path, the session will already exist. Okay, and what it will do is it will be matching any of the session in the session table, and it will check again for the NAT policy. Okay, if there is any NAT configured for this, for every traffic coming from inside to outside, or outside from outside or inside, it will be looking after in the fast path after L2 L4 processing. What it will also go with an NAT lookup. Okay, we will be calling as an NAT lookup. And if same if source NAT is there, it will be further proceeding. And if there is any destination NAT is configured, it will be again going for an forwarding lookup. Okay, here we are seeing that forwarding lookup again in the fast path as well. Once the traffic reaches the firewall, if session is exist, and for that session also we need to check the route, right? So if that traffic, if that route is there in the route lookup, it will be proceeding further. Otherwise it will not proceeding. The packet will be the packet will be discarded here in the fast path itself. After the forwarding lookup, what it will do is it will be going with an, if there is any SSL decryption is configured. SSL decryption means whatever the traffic we are sending. If let's say if you are browsing something in the browser. Okay, let's take we are browsing www.facebook.com. Okay, that will be via HTTPS, right? That will be taking HTTPS. If the protocol is HTTPS, obviously it will be doing an SSL. It will be the protocol SSL will be using an HTTPS. So if we are configuring any SSL decryption, okay, we'll be configuring SSL decryption. There is a separate topic for SSL decryption. Okay, we will discuss more about that SSL decryption in the SSL decryption topic. Okay, you just remember in the fast path it will also check for if any SSL decryption is configured. If any SSL decryption is configured, what the firewall is, firewall will decrypt the traffic. Okay, decrypt the traffic and it will check for the application. Okay, it will be checked for the application after decrypt the traffic. Let's take we are I told you, right, we are accessing www.facebook.com. In from the SSL, what it will be find means it will from SSL decryption, and it will decrypt the traffic. It will be checking for any what is the application that is going to use. And what it will do is it will, once the application in the fast path only, the application will be identified. Okay, if application is identified in the fast path, what it will do is it will again check the policy. In the fast path, it will check the policy. If any of the traffic or if any of the policies matching with this particular application, okay, we'll be also configure an applications. I told you, right, for if you want to access, if you want to uh, allow the some applications or some social media networking apps for particular users, and if you want to deny the that particular social media network to some rest of the peoples, so we need to configure and rule. What it will do is, once the application is identified, it will be checking the policy, okay, it will be checking the security policy whether this application is allowed or not. If the application is allowed, it will be proceeding further, okay. If the application is not allowed, it will the traffic will be discarded here, okay. Once this application is allowed, and once the application is identified, it won't go for the application identification stage, okay. The fourth step we have is, we have, right, fourth step will fourth stage is an application identification. If the application identification stage will happen when there is no application is identified here in the fast path stage. If the application is identified, this application identification stage will be skipped, and it will be going for the CTD, content inspection. If application is not identified here, okay, for suppose if application is not identified here, what it will is, it will be getting into an application identification stage. In the application identification stage, what it will do is, the first step it will be doing as an if any application override policy, we will be calling as an app override, okay. What we can do is, if the all the firewalls, okay, not only the Palo Alto, all the firewalls will be maintaining the app database, okay, application database, okay. If application is not there in that application database, the firewall won't be identified. So what it will do is, it will be the firewall will checking any application override is configured or not. In the application override, what we can do is, we can create a custom application, okay. Custom application means whatever we are configuring manually. There is an option to configure an custom application in the firewalls. If there is any app override is configured or not, means if there is any custom application is configured in the firewall or not, it will be checking for application override, and again it will be going for the policy lookup, okay. Once this custom application is identified, it will be again checking for the policy, okay, whether this security policy has whether this custom application is allowed in the security policy or not, okay. Security policy, if once if any custom application is allowed in the security policy, it will be allowing the traffic, allowing that particular application. No, if not, it will be discarding here as well, okay. So once that application is identified here, it will be checking a security policy, and it will check the action whether it is allowed or drop, okay. If it is allowed, it will be proceeding further, and if not, it won't process here, okay. It will be, the packet will be discarded here itself. And after the application identification stage, what it will do is, it will be going for an content inspection, okay. Content inspection means we have in the firewall, we'll be having threat detections, and we have vulnerability detections, and having antivirus, right. It will be checking all that, okay. Once the application is identified and once the traffic is allowed, it will be going with an all this content inspection. We will be having threat identification, okay. Threat, always vulnerability, or any malicious traffic, or okay, it will be doing the thorough inspection of that particular traffic or particular application, if there is any threats or any vulnerabilities or any malicious, or if that having any antivirus, okay. It will be going all the deep check of that particular traffic or particular application, and it will be proceeding further. If there is no if there is no threats or vulnerabilities or antivirus is detected, it will be going further. If any of these detected in the firewalls, the firewall won't process the packet further, and it will be drop the packet here, okay. So after this threat, vulnerability, and antivirus inspection, what it will is, we have done an SSL decryption here, right? Whatever, if we have a configured SSL decryption, the packet will be decrypted here, right? So here in the contents inspection, here what it will is, it will be re-encrypt the packet. Okay, if you have any SSL decryption is configured and the packet is decrypted, in the contents inspection it will be re-encrypting. Okay, re-encrypting the traffic or packet, re-encrypting the traffic or packet, and it will be sending to the next stage. Okay, from here it will be sending to the next stage. The next stage and last stage is an egress stage. Okay, in the egress stage what will happen, this is the egress stage, which is a last stage where the packet is leaving out of the firewall. Okay, once all the before steps, okay, ingress stage, slow path, fast path, application identification, content inspection, okay, and once all the process is completed successfully, the packet is leaving out from the egress stage. From the egress stage means we will be having egress interface, and it will be sending the traffic or packet out of the firewall. Okay, before sending the packet out of the firewall, what it will do here, I told you, right, if there are any tunnels or encrypted, if any tunnels are identified, okay, if any tunnels are identified, and it will be decrypt the traffic, right? Once whatever the traffic we are receiving, how the traffic we have received, we have the send the traffic in the same way. Okay, we have decrypt the traffic, right? We have decrypt the traffic here. Okay, what the firewall will do before sending out, it will be re-encrypting the traffic here. Okay, if there is any IPsec or SSL traffic is decrypted, it will be re-encrypting the traffic. Okay, and after re-encrypting, if there are any cost policies, okay, the cost policies means quality of service, we have to apply on the egress interface, not a ingress interface. We have to apply the cost policy if any cost policies are there. Okay, the cost policies means the cost policies may be used to limit the bandwidth. Okay, to limit the bandwidth for the particular users. So it will also check whether any cause policy is applied, and it will be sending out the packet. Once the cause policy, after re-encrypting and cause policy checking, what it will do is, it will be sending out the packet. Okay, sending the packet out. Okay, this is how the packet will be processed inside the firewall. Okay, if the traffic has coming inside, and it is, if it want to go out, it has to pass all these stages. First stage, it has to entering in the ingress stage, where the packet enters into the firewall, on which interface is it entering, and the particular zone. Okay, and in the ingress stage, it will be extracting all the tuples, source IP, destination IP, source port, destination port, protocol, and with that particular interface where the traffic is entering, it will be extracting the in source zone as well. Okay, and with this ingress stage completes, and again it will be checking before entering the slow path, it will be checking the session tables, if there is any session existing for this tuples that we have extracted. Okay, for the new sessions, for the new traffic that is entering the firewall, there will be no existing session, so it will be flowing to that slow path. Slow path, all these forward lookup, NAT lookup, security policy lookup will happen. So once these three lookups will be happen, the installation, the session will be installed in the session table. Once the session is installed in the session table, it will be moving to the fast path. Okay, in the fast path also, it will be checking for L2 to L4 processing, and it will be going for NAT lookup, and after the NAT lookup, if there is any destination NAT configured, it will be going for the forward lookup. And also, if there is any SSL decryption is configured, it will be decrypt the packet, and it will identify the application. If application is not identified in the fast path, it will be moving to the application identification stage. If application is identified here itself, what it will do, it will skip the application identification stage, and it will be going with the content inspection. Okay, in the, if application is not identified, it will be moving to the application identification stage. So it will be checking if any application override is configured or not. Application override means the custom, creating a custom application. Once the custom application is identified, it will be checking an security policy whether for this particular custom application the policy is matching or not. If policy is matching, it will be moving to the content inspection, and if not, it will be discarding the packet. In the content inspection, it will be checking for all these threats, vulnerabilities, malicious, antivirus, and if any threats are detected, if the traffic is vulnerable, or if the any malicious attacks happening, so it will be logging in the threat logs, and it will be discarding that packet. Okay. And after before moving to the egress stage, what it will do, it will be re-encrypting the whatever the SSL traffic, SSL decryption we have decrypted the packet, right? It will be re-encrypting and sending the packet to the egress stage. In the egress stage, what it will do, it will again here in the re-encrypting the any IPsec or SSL traffic. If you have any IPsec or SSL decryption is happened here, it will be re-encrypting at this stage, okay, at this egress stage, and checking if any cause policies are configured, and after that it will be sending the packet out. If the packet is sending successfully out, so all these processes are completed successfully. Okay. Any queries or any concerns? Do you have any confusions? Yes, Nageshwara. Sorry, Nageshwara, your voice is breaking. You said something, but okay, 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 okay. No issues. You can go through the video. You can let me know if you have any questions. Okay. Yes, yes. Yeah. If the session is not existing in the session tables, it will be moving to the slow path. Yeah, yeah. If it is a source NAT, what it will do is, see here, first traffic will be flowing from 1.1.1 to 8.8.8. Okay. So what the in the session table we have C2S and S2C, right? What it will be mentioning, right? In the C2S, our actual traffic will be there. Okay, 1.1.1 to 8.8.8. Okay. In the source, let us take here, and from source to the client to the server, the source IP should be our 1.1.1.1. Okay, and destination should be 8.8.8.8. Okay. And what the firewall will do is, firewall will be translating the source IP. Okay, source IP, let's take this is translating to some 200.200.200.1, and it is sending out the packet to 8.8.8. Okay. What it will do is, it won't what it will is, it won't record this IP address here first. Okay. Whenever the traffic the fire what the firewall will do is, the firewall will send the traffic out. Okay, without it will be notifying this only. It will be marking this actual source from actual IP address from client to source. Once the traffic reaching, right, once the traffic is returning, the traffic is returning from where, it will be returning from 8.8.8 to 200.200.200.1. Okay, 8.8.8 to 200.200.200.1. Here, from source to the from server to the client, sorry, it is sorry, from server to the client, what it will be noting is, it will be noting the source IP as 8.8.8.8, and destination IP as 200.200.200.1. Like this it will be mentioning. Yeah. Yeah, once the Yeah, here slow path means it is already slow path means there is that is for the existing session, that is not for the existing session, right? Fast path means if the fast path mainly for the return traffic. Okay, see here, once the slow path once the traffic reaches and leaving out of the firewall, what it will do, it will be doing an slow path lookup. Okay, slow path will be done here, and it will be installing the session. Okay, once the return traffic comes, it will be directly moving to the fast path. Okay, once the return traffic means let's take our 8.8.8 to 200.200.200.1. Okay, why we are doing forwarding lookup here again means you have to check that if there is any destination NAT, it will be doing a destination NAT again. Okay, for that destination NAT the IP address will be changing, right? For that changed IP address we will be doing forwarding lookup if that particular destination will be having an route or not. If we don't have a route, it will. Yeah, yeah, go on, go on. Yeah, yeah. After destination at it will do. After destination at the IP address will change, right? It will be checking for 1.1.1.1. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, yeah, yes. Mm. Actually, app override, what it will do means in the app override, if you configure app override, it won't be doing an L7 inspection. Okay, the firewall will do an L7 inspection, right? We are saying that the firewall, that the L7 inspection will be we are discarding that L7 inspection. It directly going for an that networking lookup. Okay, networking lookup means it will go for the security lookup, and it will check whether the policies applied of the policies matching or not. Application override, the mainly application override means we are telling the firewalls not to process for L7 inspection, and it directly going for the network network inspection, that it will checking for the security policy lookup. Yeah, in the third step it won't find application, it will be checking here if any application override is happened or not. Hmm, yeah. Re-encrypting the traffic. Whatever the see here, whatever the traffic coming from here, if there is any SSL decryption is configured for that particular application, it will be decrypting, right? So whatever the traffic reaching, how the traffic reaching our firewall, we have to send out in the same way. If we had come with the decryption, we have to decrypt again. So that's why in the we are decrypting here to identify the application. So we have to re-encrypt, right? So in the content inspection itself, the SSL traffic is re-encrypting that. No, this is for the IPsec tunnels, okay? The IPsec or SSL tunnels. This is for SSL decrypting. Yeah, 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 no issues. Others, any queries before proceeding further? Yeah, yeah, in the same way only. If we are using symmetric or asymmetric keys, it will be using those. Accelerated paths, we don't have accelerated paths in the Palo Alto. We'll be having slow path and fast path itself. Yeah. While doing the lab, I told you, right, while doing the lab we can see, but we have to go with some debug level commands. Okay, That will be done with the we are doing some basic troubleshooting. Okay, if the basic troubleshooting we haven't find anything in the basic troubleshooting, we have to go the next level troubleshooting. In the next level troubleshooting only we will be able to see all this. If possible, I will show you. Okay, I have to grab that all the debugging commands. Okay, I will show you, but on the white shark we can't see because it was it this all the process is inside the firewall. Okay, not on the ethernets. We cannot capture on the packet captures. If you want to see all this process, there are some high level commands. Okay, uh, if possible I will show you. Okay, once wherever we are doing lab or wherever we are doing troubleshooting, it we I will show you. Okay, yeah. See here in the session table, yeah, someone. Yeah, we have already uploaded the PPTs in our website. You have an website access, right? Yeah, in the website we have already uploaded the documents. Okay, PPTs. You can grab that and you can go through that. Okay. What is the time? 55. We have 5 to 7 minutes. Okay, we'll be complete our next topic. We'll be having types of sessions. Okay, and here I told you, right, in the session tables, apart from this source IP, destination IP, and we have states as well. Okay, it will be also noting the state of that particular session. Okay, whether it is an active or whether it is discard state. Okay, it will also mentioning the state. Okay, we can discuss more about that states here. Here we have free state. Okay, for every firewalls we'll be having some fixed number of sessions. Okay, if you take PA 220, it will be supporting up to about 20 to 30,000 sessions. Okay, so once we can see the traffic, or once whenever the traffic reaches the firewall, basically all the sessions will be in the free state. Okay, free state means no session is available and it is in the buffer. Okay, to allocate the session once the traffic reaches. Okay, the session is not currently assigned to any active flow. If there is any active flow, the session will be assigned, but if you see that the free state, it will be currently not assigned to any active flow, and it will be is used for any new sessions. Okay, the default state when the session is created but not yet active, but whenever the firewall is powered up, and you can see the number of sessions that it has used for the particular session or particular firewall. Okay, uh, basically this free state we can't see the free state. Okay, because it is in the transition. One If you see the number of sessions is available, those are the free sessions only. Okay, I will show you the number of sessions is used and number of the sessions is in still in the bucket. Okay, and the second one is an opening state. Okay, once the session process is being established, once the traffic is reached, okay, on the firewall, and we have going through the stages, right, it will be going through the opening state, and this state occurs using initial handshake phase. We will be if there is any HTTPS traffic or will be reaching, right, whenever the traffic is doing an handshake processes, right, and once the traffic reaches and it will be processing for the stages, it will be in the opening state. Okay, opening state, and for suppose the state occurs during the initial handshake phase of a connection, such as during TCP SYN packet. If it is an TCP session, once the TCP SYN packet is sent, the session will be in the opening state, and it will be moving to the active state once all the traffic and once all the packets in SYNAC ACK, until the ACK comes, it will be in the opening state only. Okay, and it will be moved to the active state. Active state means we'll be having fully established state. Okay, the traffic is flowing in and out. Okay, in and out through the firewall. We can see the active state but we cannot see free state or opening state because these are not stable states. Okay, these are the transition states. We can call it as a transition states. And but active state is a stable state, because once the firewall process all the stages and the packet leaves out the firewall, it will be moving to the active state. Okay, active state, we can see the active state because the active state is a stable state. Okay, in this active state, what it will do, the session is fully established and actively passing the traffic. In this state, the firewall actively monitors and enforces security policies. Okay, in the active state, the firewall will be checking all these security policies, and it will be enforcing the policies. Okay, and it will be actively monitoring. If the session is an active state, it will be monitoring the traffic going in and out of the firewall. Okay, and after this we'll be having discard state. Discard state means if there is any security policies configured, or if there is any unwanted or malicious attacks, malicious traffic comes into the firewall. Okay, once the state is active, okay, once the state is active means the traffic actively flowing, right? While the traffic is flowing, if there is any unwanted traffic reaches the firewall, or any malicious traffic reaches the firewall, what the firewall will do is firewall will be sending the session to the discard. Okay, once the session is set to discard, the packet will be dropped. And also, if you have configured any security policies, okay, if you have configured any security policy, that action is set to deny a drop, the session will be in the discard. Okay, and it will block the traffic. And once here we are seeing, right, closing and close, these are also the transition states. In this session, what it will doing is the session will be tore down. Typically, if see here, we have before we have discussed about TCP SYN, right? Once the TCP SYN SYNAC act is completed, the client and server will be exchanging the data, right? Once exchanging data is completed and one side of the client is send and SYN, if the firewall sees that SYN, it will be sending the state to the closing. Okay, and the firewall will be still monitor the traffic until unless we'll get an fin from the other side as well. Okay, it will be in the closing state. In the closing state, it will be still the firewall still monitor the traffic, that all data is properly handled before closing the session. Okay, once the fin packet comes from the other end as well, the session will completely close, and that will be no longer active. Okay, once the session is closed, this session will be moved again to the free state. Okay, whatever the session that we have occupied for this particular traffic, once the session is closed, the traffic will be again moved to the free state. It will be moved that particular session in the free bucket. Okay, that's how the sessions will be the sessions will be stated in the firewalls. Okay, these are the type of sessions we can see. These sessions we can see only active and discard state, because these two are the stable state. Apart from that, all are the transition state. Big transition means it is moving from one state to other state. It is free for some time and it is in opening state. Again, if active traffic is seen on the firewalls, it will be moved to the active state. This active state is stable until sorry. Yeah. Sorry guys, the meeting time was over, so it got disconnected. Yeah, where I am. Yeah, these the active and discard sessions are stable sessions because it will be stable and we can see in the session tables. But free session, opening session, and closing and close are the transition states where it will be moving from one state to another state. We cannot see. So active and discard we can see. Okay, we'll be seeing in the session table. We can, if you want to see, there is a command called show session all. In that show session all, we'll be seeing all the sessions that are logged on the firewall. Okay, I will show you once we are doing the lab. Okay, and these are the type of sessions, and this ends with our firewall fundamentals. Okay, if you have any doubts, go through this PPT. We'll be already having this PPT in our let's see. You all have that our website access, right? Mm, yeah. See here, guys, you are seeing my screen, right? Yeah. Here in the Palo Alto, or if you go on the Palo Alto, we can see the PCNSE training videos. Right? So if you click on that, I think it is unprotected. I think it is. I think they have changed the password. Okay, you will get a password for this. Okay, you will be if you go here on the PCNSE training videos, it will be asking for the password. If you enter the password and click on enter, it will be taking you through the documents. Okay, PPTs where we have installed where we have option to download the PPTs, and also there is a link to for our all the recording videos. Okay, you can go through this and download the PPTs for your reference. Okay, and go through the PPTs and with this video as well. I will share it this video as well in next 10 minutes after this class. Okay, and let me know if you have any questions on these fundamentals. This ends with our fundamentals, and tomorrow there will be no class. Okay, tomorrow there will be a no class. We will be meet on Monday, and we'll do an some basic lab. Okay, do you have any doubts on this? Okay, and okay, if it's clear, I will stop the recording for this class. Okay.